It's not a secret that most of us as human beings, if not all of us, in fact, I would like to argue that all of us, even the worst of us and the best of us, excuse that pun, best, because I'm going to be speaking about Thabo and Thabo and Dr. Nandipha. Now, if these two names do not mean much to you, then there's a little bit of homework that you need to do, but I put some information here for you because that's what we're talking about today. So you're wondering, why would I, Jonathan, a reasonably ethical human being, be jealous of Dr. Nandipha and Thabo? And if you know exactly why they are so popular in South Africa right now, you might find it odd, but I'd like to explain to you that these two people found or have something that I think every human being in the world, all of us, want and desire, especially once we have our basic needs like food and other things met. This is true love. And by true love, I do not mean what you and your boyfriend have there. I mean a love that is so powerful it drives you insane. And why would anyone want a love so powerful? Because that's when you are complete. That's the ultimate goal. It's what I think Dr. Nandipha, it's why I am jealous of Dr. Nandipha. I think Dr. Nandipha had the privilege of finding the most powerful drug in the world in its purest form, i.e. in the love that she had for Thabo. Now, he's not the best person to fall in love with. We can very well agree on that. You know, I should be studying. This is my exam. I'm writing next week, but I was like, I can't. Because when I heard this story, I was like, that one has found it. It was kind of like, it reminds me, I don't know how many of you are familiar with when Goku was fighting this really, really bad guy, and he was trying to save the world. And then at some point, he realized this guy was just too powerful, okay? Way too powerful. And so Goku then, in thinking, reached a new state of power, a level of power so powerful that Goku was not anymore fighting. His body was fighting. So when a punch is thrown at Goku, his body would dodge. A kick is thrown, his body would move. Goku didn't move, his body moved. Now that's the level, they called it ultra instinct. I think that's the level that Dr. Nandipha reached. She reached ultra instinct in love. So it was not her choosing to do things for Bester. Her body was doing it, her heart was doing it. Bester says, I need a car, and her body reacts and a car is found. It says go to Tanzania. She doesn't pack her bags, her body packs her bags, and she finds herself in Tanzania. She reached ultra instinct in love, guys. Ultra instinct. Levels. It's levels, Bob. It's why I am jealous of Dr. Nandipha. I think Dr. Nandipha had the privilege of finding the most powerful drug in the world in its purest form, i.e. in the love that she had for Thabo. Now, he's not the best person to fall in love with. We can very well agree on that. However, you do not choose where the heart falls. Your heart could fall in a prison, it could fall in a township, it could fall in a different country, in a different language, who knows? But when it does fall properly, my God, that is what all human beings want. No matter how much money you have, no matter how rich, how successful you are, you keep looking for this thing. You keep looking. Drake is looking for this thing. Leonardo DiCaprio is looking for this thing. Now, of course, no one knows. Maybe he should be looking at maybe 40-year-olds. Maybe that's where it might be for him. But he's chosen to look at under 25s, and that's okay. Maybe someone told him, or a prophet told him that that's where it is. But anyway, I'm going off topic. So why am I jealous of Dr. Nandipha? I'm telling you that, guys, I don't understand. I know that there's a lot of things about Dr. Nandipha that we might not be proud of right now, and that might make us go, wow, how could she? But I'm focusing on one specific thing, that she found that which we all seek. And so there is an element in which we should all be jealous of Dr. Nandipha. Because, guys, think about it. Jesus came down here on earth. Yes, that's where I'm going. Jesus came down here on earth, and he found a people worth dying for. People worth making the ultimate sacrifice for. And yet some people go, oh, but Jesus never got married. Jesus found the purest form of love. A love that you are willing to destroy all of you for. Sam Smith, and I'm not really that big fan of Sam Smith, but he has a song that says, finding someone to die for. I just need someone to die for, to die for. Guys, that is the quest, that is the goal, to find someone to die for. Now, if you do not think that Dr. Nandipha has died for Thabo Bester, then you do not know anything about love. She gave up education. I mean, guys, I'm just thinking, right? She's a doctor. I did actuarial science and I suffered to get that degree. I went through the most. I spent so many hours in Klanganani. I would be there on campus until 2 a.m. And then to find a woman for whom I would give all that up for, I have not found yet, and I continue to seek. But Dr. Nandipha has found a man, and yes, she found him in prison, but so what, guys? Love is not perfect. We do not choose where we find love. Some of you are single and lonely, or stuck in relationships where there isn't true love because you are too scared to go to Paul Small and find your man. Because you are too scared to go to a psych ward and find your lover. You are too scared to leave the country to go to, I don't know where. Maybe your lover is in Ukraine, but you are sitting in Cape Town, or in Russia, or in China, but you are scared and you are sitting there, sitting. But she found true love in prison, and she was not too scared to go for it. I call that courage. I call that knowing what's important in life. And love is very important, guys. Love is very important. There are so many things that people do in this world. I mean, Ujeni Lannister killed a young boy, well, tried to kill a young boy just for love. For love. You know, I'm getting emotional about this thing. For love. Oh. I think it should remind us sometimes, that we should be careful what we wish for in this life. Because sometimes you will get it. You will get that girl that you love so much. You become a crazy in front of her. You become a crazy for her. You find that guy, no matter what, you are there. I know this doctor was never ready for this kind of love. You know, when they say love is blind, hey, for her it was something else. Guys, you need to understand that she's a medical doctor. She's gone through, South Africa has a proper training system for doctors, guys. She has seen blood, she has seen water, she has seen flesh. This is a love that went beyond flesh and bones. It penetrated the skin, penetrated the layers of skin, went past her melanin. Inside there, it got to where her, you see, I'm not a doctor, so like the words are running away. It went into the bone marrow. Yes, it went into the bone marrow. It was like a cancer that can't be cured. There was no hope for this doctor. She knew it herself because she's a medical doctor. She diagnosed herself and said it's over. She said, where I have gone, there is no return. She said, there is no science that can save me. Because love is a drug. And if there are any people in this world who know enough about drugs, it is doctors, guys. So she knew that there was no redemption here. There was no coming back. She was a gone girl by the true definition. Because some of you are just outside the house and you're calling yourself a gone girl. And you take 2 steps, you are back in the streets. And she was gone. Tanzania. You know, Tanzania is my favorite song, eh? Tanzania by, who is this girl? I forget her name. Oh my word. Wow, John. How can I forget her name? I am so sorry. Tanzania by... No, I need to remember this name because it's very important. Chiku! Guys, why is the name gone? Uncle Waffles, thank you. Oh my god. Anyway, will I ever find that kind of love? I don't know. A love that makes you crazy enough to leave your medical practice. Guys, this was not a doctor who looks after poor people. She was serving rich celebrities. She was making them look like they look better. That means there was lots of money that she abandoned for this. You guys don't know how powerful love is. I know I have friends of mine who make lots of money. Lots of money. That's why I understand this. And they literally say to me, if I were to find a man who loves me enough, I would leave this money. I would leave this money for him. He just loves me properly. Now, I can't say whether Thabo Bester loved her properly. I really cannot say. Doesn't sound like it. But she loved him more than properly. Some of us will die never ever having reached that kind of love, never having loved like that or being loved like that, because guys, that is beyond any diamond, any gold, any treasures in this world. That is the holy grail that every one of us seeks. Even the people sitting in some village in Congo are looking for it. The people sitting in New York City or in Boston here are looking for it, and they cannot find it. They cannot find it. They have dollars, but they do not have what Dr. Nandipha found. And so that's why I say, you know, some of you are still not understanding what I'm trying to explain here. You might be going, oh, but she lost her mind. No, this is not losing you're supposed to lose your mind, actually. I mean, guys, who doesn't, when we say we want someone he's crazy about me, what did you think that means? For someone to be crazy about you. I'm just saying, for some of us, we need to realize the standard has been lifted. You need to really test your partners out there. Some of you are with men and women who would never even pierce an ear for you. Never mind. Guys, never mind go through what Dr. Nandipha did. Guys, you know, one thing that also, like, let me try and explain it to you from this point of view. If there's one thing like that I've seen from living in South Africa and growing in South Africa, is that South African girls do not want to leave South Africa. Guys, I don't understand it. Like, you take a Congolese girl, Malawi, Nigeria, anywhere else. Even Europeans are willing to leave their countries. But I find it very interesting that, like, it's so almost impossible for you to have, like, a South African girl who wants to leave, as in leave permanently. Maybe now, because load shedding is on a new level and everything else is, like, just crazy. Maybe you might find one or two. But generally, even when they leave, the goal is always to come back. I have friends of mine who meet here in South Africa, in America, sorry. And then eventually the wife, being South African, starts pressurizing, guys, we should go back to South, we should go back. Eventually they end up back in South Africa. But now I'm saying Dr. Nandipha loved this man so much. When things hit the fan, she was willing to go to Tanzania. Guys, she doesn't speak Swahili. What was she going to speak in Tanzania? Her medical degree would mean nothing in Tanzania. I mean, it's not even meaning anything in South Africa anymore. Also, I don't even know if you can still keep calling her Dr. Nandipha, because what is the definition of a doctor? Anyway, from me, since education, they say, cannot be taken from you, therefore she's always going to be a doctor for life. She just can't practice. But she went to Tanzania for love, guys. A South African woman left South Africa for love. That can't just be the love that you guys are sitting with there. Oh, babe, I love you. Oh, I love you too. This is a different kind of love. This is a love where you don't have to tell your partner that you love them. Like, I don't think she has to call Besta and be like, hey, Besta, I love you. He knows. And she knows he knows. The question here is, will we ever have that privilege, that grace, to know a love like this, to be loved and loved like this? I looked for it in Cape Town, I didn't find it. I went to Johannesburg, nothing. I went to Congo, nothing. Now I'm in America, still looking. I know, we must keep looking. This is the quest we have as human beings, to find it, to find the missing rib, to find the other half of the equation, to find someone who is the solution to your equation. That's, you know, guys, I'm going to stop this video before I get emotional. But before I want to stop it, I just want to make it clear that I'm not endorsing any of the crimes that she did for a man. I'm just saying she's a smart woman. She made sacrifices for love. If that's not love, then I don't know what is.